Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. I'm kind of scrambling here. Let's see, PCK looking for $14 upside breakpoint here in pre-market. So what I just typed there was to my private community. So as you can see there, I'm watching for a $14 upside potential movement here on PECK. And I missed it, but got filled on the back test. So I'd like to see if this thing wants to make somewhat of a move to at least maybe 1450. But 14 sure is being stubborn there now all of a sudden. Look at all that size going through at 14 and it's not budging now. And down it goes. Well, if this thing gets back up to 14, I will look to add. Oh, wow. And now it's down. Wow. Doesn't want to make a quick snap back upwards. Does not seem so, and this thing just keeps getting worse and worse. All right, I got to wait for some sort of bounce back upwards, but this is going to be a loss. I'd like to see it at least back up to 13. Come on, at least get up over 13. Let's see what happens. Just watching it here. And now it's just dropping even further. If it goes below 1250, I got to get out for. All right, well, drop below. So starting the day down $700. I swear, I don't even know why I bother trying to go long. I really don't. And it may get back over 13, but I just couldn't risk it anymore at that point, having that loss get even bigger and bigger. Yeah, I really like that setup too. And in fact, I got a little bit of a breakout, but just never got any follow through, and then just totally just collapsed back down. So not a good start to the day. Market opens up here in about 15 minutes, but I will go ahead and pause and let's see what happens. All right, just alerted Tesla 721.50, a flush point established here in pre-market. So maybe a pre-market trade as the market is starting to potentially make a move. Let me bring Tesla pre-market chart back here. So let's see. In there at 721.52. Like I said, I think this thing wants to get moving to the downside. Although that break has me a little worried. Not nearly the the downside pressure that I thought it would cause. Let's see if the bears want to show up. There we go. 721 will be an important break here. Well, a very lackluster volume break. See if 721 can fail. All right, I'm just going to hop out there for a $72 gain. I gave it time. In fact, I gave it probably more time than I should have, and it still might go, but that was a very big support level. So to see it break and then really not get any volume at all, I'm still going to watch Tesla, but just not what I was looking for. And even if it goes, like I said, I feel perfectly fine about that, just because it's not like I got the break and then hopped right out. No, I got the break. I waited, and I waited. And I waited some more for some volume to come in, and then nothing ever really happened. So I'll just apparently that break wasn't as nearly as nasty as what I thought it was going to be. But I mean, you look at that pattern there, and that was pretty impressive. But all right, well, I'll just take the $72. Let's see, market opens up here in about 5 minutes. All right, watching BT, just alerted that 25.50 flush point on the open, and the open is in 3 minutes. So hopefully it can stay up above 25.50 before the opening bell rings. I mean, it's flirting right around that area. I'm still thinking if I want to hop in beforehand, but after that Tesla thing, seems like pre-market volume right now is a little sketchy. So I'll just wait and keep an eye on it on the opening bell here. But that's the current plan. I'll go ahead and pause. Well, not looking like it's going to work out. You can see now the price is down below 25.50, and now it's moving even further to the downside there. It isn't. Have you ever been there before? Look at that. The trade where you take it, it doesn't really behave like you think it will. But then the trade where you're like, nah, I'm going to hold off. It totally behaves. And I mean, look at that movement. Already down below 25. Well, I guess the bright side is at least I alerted it to the community. But just one of those mornings. All right, let's see. Market opens up here in about 2 minutes. You know, sometimes all you can do is laugh about it. And the market is officially open. What is that high? 25. Curious to potentially play a quick scalp to the upside if it can get up through 25. But as of right now, just going to let things play out here. And BT continues to sting. Down it goes. It just continues to go down. Well, I can't short it here. That's totally chasing. NIO. Okay, maybe a short here. We'll see what it wants to do. Very, very choppy right now. $52.20. How's Tesla doing? Yeah, 725. I don't know. This really wasn't that big of a gap down though. I could see that wanting to close the gap. NIO. Oh, wow. Nah, there's never a setup there to begin with. Just green, and then all of a sudden, totally red. FUBO just going basically straight up. Pull back here, maybe 28.75. And they're at 28. think this thing wants to get up through 28.70s. There we go. So all out there for another little quick scalp for $120, because really, what's catching my eye here? BT. There we go. Okay. 24 looks like a potential shorting area here. Although that volume. NIO, crazy. Absolutely wild. Thing was going green. I was, mentioned being interested in shorting, and then just turns right around. Like I said, though, there's just simply no, technical setup there for that. mRNA, pretty bearish. More so, we just pull back here. All right. QS. Yeah, no shares to short, so not a fan of always feeling like my hands are kind of tied behind my back. JD. What's Peck up to here? I did get back above 13. So hindsight, I could have just waited until the market opened up, and I would have been, the loss wouldn't have been as bad. But that's good old hindsight for you too. You just can't play that game. Yeah, that's disappointing. It just turned around so fast. All right, well, I will go ahead and pause. All right, now we're in business here with BT here. 25.50 looks interesting. If it can come into play. Well, maybe even higher than that now, maybe 26. Would like to see it get up over 26.80-ish. That is close enough now. If it wants to come down to, let's see, what is that? Yeah, 26.15. Or is this some kind of true bounce? I don't know. Maybe this is a legitimate bounce. Right now it seems so. See what it wants to do here. Tesla, nice recovery back upwards. Well, try to get in at 26.50, but I missed it. Shoot. If you would have looked right there, you'd have seen a white order, and that means I submitted it to the market. I just didn't get filled. Oh, and now down it goes. Still wondering about 25.50 though. Not going to take it on this candle, absolutely not, but and that VWAP's got me a little nervous, but I could see a scalp in there. But again, like I said, I can't take it on this candle here. Come on, stay above it. There we go. In there. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's see if we can get some more pressure to the downside here. it's just sitting here. Whoa, that was a spike. See if it wants to get down to that 25.50 area again. Okay, at 25.50. Can it push down through? Well, held up again. All right, well, at this point, I'll probably go ahead and pause. I'm not going to make you sit here through this sideways consolidation where it's not really doing too much. So I will go ahead and pause. Okay, it's at 25.50, kind of. Big size there. So that's good in the sense of if it fails, you would expect it to move quickly to the downside. It's bad in the sense of I don't know if it'll fail. All right, I will go ahead and pause. All right, it's working its way down to 25.50 again. Okay, there's the break. Can we get more push to the downside? Want to see this down below 25. Okay, took out 200 shares there. I'll go with 100 now. Was hoping I would get the move, and now this thing is just bouncing back upwards. So going to take a loss on those final 100 shares. So ultimately only made 34 bucks on it. Shoot. And now it's bouncing back up. Just, yeah. Well, I'll keep a close eye on it, but yeah, that was a disappointing trade. But all right, let's see what else I can find. Watching 51.85 here. In there at 51.88. If it comes back down to 52, I'm going to add. So I think this bounce is just a dead cat here. So watching 52 to add. Oh, I missed the ad. Shoot. All right, all up there. Yeah, I had to take that. And the reason I had to take those is because I wanted to have 1,000 shares right now and still be holding 500 because I wasn't quite sure. I thought it could have bounced from 51.80. So because it could have bounced, I needed to just get out of there and take it since that trade plan actually got messed up because, again, I didn't have the 1,000 shares that I wanted because I was too slow to get to add. So, again, because I thought there was a likelihood that I could very well maybe bounce at 51.80, that's why I needed to just I needed to treat it like I still had 500 or like I had 1,000 shares. So just because you don't get the position size you want doesn't mean you start to, mix up your trade plan. And now back up it goes. All right, I'm still interested in this one. I just don't think I really believe that this is actually a true bounce. Maybe I'm just a sucker. SPY. $52.75 would be amazing. No. I'd be shocked if it got up there, but hey, why not throw it in order up there at $52.75? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause. An update here on BT. You can see it just didn't work out. I mean, it worked out enough for me to obviously make money on it, but now look at this thing. Back up it goes. So, yeah, just beautiful setup. In fact, it's got me interested in it potentially again. But yeah, I did want to give you a little update on that one. Just totally got the break of that 25.50. It started to really get moving. Wanted to see the break of 25, but nope. Found some support right around that VWAP area. And now it's actually a pretty impressive recovery to the upside here. So, yeah, it is what it is. Have an order at 52.51 here. Looking to play a pullback here on this current breakout move. I mean, you definitely just can't chase these. But if it wants to pull back a bit more, I do like 52.51. Key break is going to be that $53 mark. Can it push down through there? Oh, wow. Okay. In there. Wow, that was a fast move down. Give me 119 shares. So I have what? 381 left. Goodness, this thing is all over the place. All right, took the remainder out at 52.80. That was crazy movement there on that. I mean, when it broke down through 53, it went all the way down to 51.50. And actually, I had that happen on, what was the other one? Because I keep seeing this question come out. What was the other one? BT when I was in. So yeah, I want to make a quick lesson of this. BT, remember that movement right there. I got in, and then this quick movement, just this jolt to the upside before it did come back down. Clay, where are your stops? I have stops, but I'm not locking them into the system because people that had stops locked into the system, that movement right there was just, I mean, it was real, but it wasn't real in the sense of it was some sort of fat finger trade. There was some sort of somebody that just bought a bunch of shares and it shot it upwards quickly before going back down. And same exact premise here on QS. Had I still had all my share, or had I, gotten in and then had a stop loss, I mean, that quick move down there would have stopped me out. And again, that wasn't really a real move. It did go down there. I mean, you can scroll back and watch a video to see how fast it happened, but there were some people that probably had stops in down there and, it snapped back upwards. Now, at times, can that work against you? Sure, it can work against you, but there's a couple of instances already where, it totally would have taken people out of, that, good quality trades. So little lesson there on, Clay, where are your stops? Yes, I do use stops, but just because you don't see them in the system doesn't mean that I'm not using them. It's just, I'm not a big fan of those quick jolts, taking me out. So that's to try to answer that question. And I should probably just do a whole other video on that. Because, I mean, I realized it's buried. Where are we at even time-wise on this one? Oh, wow, 25 minutes. So, yeah, 25 minutes in, doing a lesson on that. But if you're still here, there you go. You got a little lesson there. Okay, well, I will go ahead and pause. Have an order at 53.15. I realize that seems far away here on QS, but as you've seen, this is a very, very fast mover. So I figured I want to get the video rolling to capture, if it breaks 55, just how fast it may or may not move. Well, no, it doesn't. Not sure if it's going to break even down below 55. But if it does, I'll get the video rolling. All right, at 55. And once again, held strong. Again, I'm at 53.15. Okay, there's the break. Kind of an anticlimactic break, really. All right, well, I'll go ahead and pause. Well, there's the bounce there. So I was wrong thinking that I could actually pull back to where I wanted to see it pull back to. So I was right in the sense of, yeah, looking like this pullback would be buyable, but that's a problem with trading. You can be right about general ideas, but I was wrong about how to actually, get involved in that with the entry point. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out. Maybe a short here at 733.50 here on Tesla. Want to see what kind of candle here forms. But we may just have had a lot of longs become severely disappointed. Yeah, there's a letter in there. That's my daughter. She's hanging out with me today. Okay, 73. It's quite the candle here. Want to see how does it ultimately form, though. Yeah, I think so. No, I already took it out. Okay, Daddy's making a video, okay? Oh, whoops. That fast. Although not really the candle I was looking for. Still might work out, but... And it is working out actually very nicely. But with the way that candle actually closed, wasn't quite convinced. Had it closed down a little bit more so probably below the 734 mark, I would have liked that candle that much more. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, I missed taking the, nah, I wouldn't have taken it anyways. All right, we're about an hour into the day and looking like, well, I've been planning on this being a red day regardless, not trying to get back to the green, just trying to chip away at it. So I'll look around for a little bit more, but probably going to be closing the day down right around the $300 mark, which is something that doesn't keep me up at night at all. I'm more than confident that I can get back those gains relatively quickly. So like I said, I am right now planning on this being a red day. I'm not trying at all to get back to green. So I'll look around though. Got a few more minutes before I need to move on with my day, and I'll see if I can find anything else. All right, I am going to call it a day and wanted to bring up my actual account just so we could factor in commissions and figure out what exactly I'm down. So right there, down 300, we'll call it $30 on the day. And it is what it is. As a day trader, you can't win all the time. Now, I realize maybe some channels out there, some people, social media, what have you, they may make you believe, they may make you think, may make, give you the impression that you win all the time. But no, that's just not going to be the case. Sometimes you're going to have days like this where the PECK, wow, what a beautiful setup. And then, wow, did that thing sure turn around on me quickly. And then it never even really gave me a bounce back up to at least shrinking up the low or the loss a little bit more. So I'd have loved to have kept that thing under, the $600 loss area. But like if you remember way back when, I wanted to see it bounce back over that $13 mark, and it never even did that. So actually, that would have given me, saved me about $200. So yeah, that should have been more so around a $500 loss. But even that, not only did the thing give me a beautiful setup, not only did it flush against me, but then it wouldn't even give me a little bit of a bounce to allow me to mitigate my loss a little bit more. So one of those situations where nothing really went right on that stock, and sometimes that'll happen. Now, if it's happening to you all the time, that would be a problem. Now, if it happens every now and then like it does to me, okay, that's manageable and allowed for me to, like I said, and it was never trying to get all those that loss back. Today was a loss mitigation day, loss control mode, and yeah, very happy with only being down 330. I'm not worried about that at all in the sense of, oh great, am I going to be able to get that back? How long is it going to take me? No, I'm more than happy with that. So if you enjoyed this video, and I know it's long, so if you're still here over 30 minutes long, I mean, that's awesome, first off. So thank you for still being here. But just a quick request on my part, these videos are not the easiest to make. I have to talk to you. I have to think for myself. I have to make alerts in the community. I have to, press buttons on my own. So there's a lot going on. So what I would ask is that if you did find this video helpful, then just hit that like button. If you want me to keep making these, hit the like button and leave a simple comment, even if it's just an emoji, thumbs up, smiley face, rainbow, unicorn. I don't care what you leave. Just any sort of comment below, and hitting that like button communicates to me that, yeah, Clay, I enjoy these videos, so please keep making them. So that goes a long way and is really appreciated. And then also just check out the channel as a whole. Lots of other, man, my voice is going. Lots of other live trade videos. And hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, get out there, manage risk, and realize that not every day can be a winning day. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.